That means I could finally do that snuff film.
That's like your broadcast up to 8 hours. That is amazing.
People are going to start recording their work days. That's what's going to happen, right?
I
Watch
couldn't do
me
that.
do
I
nothing.
couldn't do that work. It's too boring. It's just me answering calls. It's just, hello? Yeah? You need your password reset. Okay, I can do that. All right. Have a good day.
The trials of tech support should be the name of that. It would be an award-winning piece of film.
Yeah, password resets and the ignorant people that need them.
Is that the name of the show?
8 hours of that. Let me change your password. Like, oh, you don't know how to make the text on my computer bigger?
Like, yeah, you suck.
I can't find my email. Do you know where it is?
See, that's me dealing with, like, it's some ageism here clearly, but dealing with, like, my dad or my mom. It's like, hey, so how do I get back in Facebook? It's like, look, I'm trying to navigate away from Facebook because the olds have gotten on there, and it's almost like on Game of Thrones when someone's saying winter is coming. Mm-hmm. That when old people are coming, that's the winter because they're gray and they're white haired and all these different things. And if you touch them, you do die, and that's what happened.
So is that what happened to MySpace? MySpace, Black Planet, way back in the day.
MySpace is the equivalent of a meth website, right? And it's like a bunch of boarded up homes. It's nonsense going on. Every lame band was on there at one point.
So you're saying that MySpace is the Detroit of the internet right now?
It is. That's a good comparison. Yeah.
It used to be the hangout spot for everybody, and then Facebook came along, and everybody's like, no, you got to get out of my.
That place you used to find people to hook up with is now 7 Mile, and you're going to lose. You're going to be robbed somehow if you get on MySpace. That's just what happens. And if you were to do like a totem pole, like, go ahead.
I still have my MySpace page. Like I never deleted it.
But it's just a music website now. Like people use it to debut at bands. I believe Justin Timberlake bought it or invested a lot of money in it maybe 3 or 4 years ago. So it's like a hub for new music. And that was one of the things that didn't get a lot of credit for when it was very popular, when Tom was doing that whole thing. And
want to be in your top 5?
I have a top 5 right now. It's a whole different scenario, though. We're not exchanging emails.
It's a different type of top 5 now.
But if you were to do the ranking system for some of those social networking sites, so many of them are dead. Like, remember High Five?
Oh, my God.
Remember Badoo?
Dang, go on. You did Friendster. There you go.
Friendster.
That was
that's close to Adult Friend Finder, though. One that I'm still on, and I feel like every time I type my myself in or have a login, I feel like I get syphilis at the fingertips. It's what's the name of this site? Tagged.
Oh, I believe I had the account on Tagged way back in the day.
Tagged just seems dirty. It seems like you're getting venereal diseases.
I might have to go take a shower after the show just thinking about that.
Like you're taking L's when you're getting tagged.
Oh crap.
Here's the other thing. I think tagged, the name is appropriate because there's so many animals on there. You have to track those things. That's horrible, right?
So that now the sex thing with there would be like male, female, and then you have different animal species down there.
Yeah. It's like, so who's into bestiality?
You think I'm a tiger? I don't feel too much like a
tiger. One site that I've gotten on recently, well, I've been on there for a year, but I've just started ramping up my activity on there is FetLife, the fetish website. And that's pretty strong. If you're looking for people that are like-minded, not necessarily for just like banging or anything along those lines, but just finding people who aren't shy. Let's just put it that way. is interesting from that standpoint. So it shows you where social media has come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like back in the day, all it was chat rooms. Originally, it was just the chat rooms.
The chat rooms in that forum. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the chat rooms. And then you finally get into when you get the social media sites like the Tagged and High Five, and then MySpace got big.
Yeah.
Where you can make basically with the chat rooms, it was just like you can make up a person and it's okay, I'm playing this guy and I'm just putting
Catfish
stuff
Young.
out. And then you get MySpace, so it's like, oh, I can pretend now with pictures.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, like, before the pictures, and I feel like it's gotten worse since you do have the advent of pictures on these sites, that the creepiness factor has gone up tenfold. Like Manti Te'o, how he took that L. Someone created a whole life for this fictitious. They had an avatar. That's essentially what was going on. They were playing in the real life.
The fact that he was in a relationship with said avatar for I don't know how long.
Here's my question for you. Here's my question for you. What's the over-under of genitalia pictures that was exchanged? Because you know, my man was thirsty. He was like, well, here's me and my pads. Like, what the hell? Put your dick away.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't wearing a cup in this picture.
His cup has the Samoan tattoo on there somewhere, though.
You know what they say about Samoans? Yeah.
Exactly. You know, Samoan dropped that ass.
Well, like, I'm wondering, like, how long do you have an online relationship like he did without actually having any type of physical contact?
See,
or let alone, was there somebody that faked a video chat with him? Did they fake phone calls with him?
you can do almost anything now. I'm at this place where I don't believe anything that I see anymore because of the advent of social media, the advent of like CGI and really good filmmaking. So when someone say, hey, let's do a video together, it's like, look, that doesn't prevent you from being catfished, you know. Right. But when it comes to like how long it takes, like I'm on a few different dating sites because I'm doing that single life, and I'm on like OkCupid, what is it, the slide Tinder, and I'm on POF, Plenty of Fish. And you start looking at some of the questions people have on there and some of the answers, like people will add their whole spin on the answers. And one of the questions is, how long could you be in a relationship before actually seeing the person live? And you will be surprised how many people say for years.
That's ridiculous, man. That is crazy.
No one is that busy to be in a relationship and commit during the phone conversations and all that stuff and then not see that person. It's a waste.
But the fact that somebody would say for years, holy crap, man.
Like I have my beliefs on how relationships and all of that stuff work, and they may vary from others. Like some people say that, hey, I can date someone for 3 months and then we're getting married. It's like, are you high? You don't even know that person yet. That other shoe hasn't dropped. You're still in what some may call the 90-day rule.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then other people will say, look, I'm going to take 12 years before I even think about marrying this person. So I don't necessarily think one is right or the other is right. It's whatever works. But you still have the element of you're seeing that person, though.
Yeah, you're seeing them, you're interacting, you're at least going out on dates and stuff. You're spending time with them. But yeah. I mean, it's not that my relationship's going to be back and forth. We're emailing each other. We're text messaging each other.
Just imagine the fights. You didn't answer that text message I sent you yesterday.
Yeah, like, what's taking you 20 minutes to answer my text? Like, wait a minute.
I saw it. The email said it was read. Why didn't you respond to it? Like,
yeah. Oh my god! Like I'm just wondering, man. Like, his was a special situation. It's
like, baby, you know AOL be messing up, right?
Oh my god! I'm like, all right, man. Tell like you said, that had to have been a unique situation,
right?
Did he have phone calls with this fake person? Did they
Mhm.
set it up to him to talk to somebody? But like I'm saying, was there video chats? Did he talk with a physical girl, then later find out she wasn't real?
Well, one of the things that came out, I think, in that story was like he was talking to a dude in the conversations, but he was a really good voice actor.
Oh my gosh.
That's you're taking the L's right there.
Oh
But
man. I mean, the story got to the point where it wasn't like she lost a family member or something. Was it
yeah,
the fake girl lost a family member and he went
yeah,
to go see her family or something?
yeah, dude. The story was just so crazy that, and here's the wild thing for like someone like me or someone that's out there and doesn't watch the catfish shows and so on and so forth. People are like,
Mm-hmm.
that happened to a real person. This real. It happened to a real player, and people are that much more on their guard. And I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even look at the catfishing thing. It's just like, all right. You start looking for things that stick out. At one point on my website, we me and my boy, my co-host Dan, we talked about like Craigslist because people use that as a means to date and all this different stuff. And we were looking for the final point to determine whether it's a bot and not a person. And
Okay.
it's so many things that stick out, like certain words that just misspelled, but like proper, just misspelled for the sake of being misspelled. Everything else is perfect, and then one word just is misspelled or capitalized in the wrong place. It's just like, yo, come on. I'd rather you spell everything wrong. I might be able to deal with it because you could just be dumb.
Yeah. You give them the phone, like, yeah, I understand. It's okay. I've been
You're
there.
dating AI. It turns into the movie Ex Machinima.
Oh my gosh, I want that. Okay, that movie. I
I
had
dug
to
that movie.
explain to my wife. I like the movie.
Yeah,
I like the movie. It's a awesome sci-fi thriller type flick. But I had
got
to
a little
explain to
Asian
my
mood,
wife.
little Asian
Like
mood
we're
too.
watching, we get like 30 minutes into it, and I'm sitting here with my brother up here, and he was like, "This guy's gonna try and get him to have sex with a robot." And I was like, "Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen." And
Yeah,
right in the next scene, literally, he was like, "Yeah, I created this robot. They have sensors up in
yeah.
there. If you have sex with them, they will feel it." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, come on, man, that's a little too much for some AI."
Is
I
it?
understand it. You had all this planned and you would have built yourself some AI. But I'm like, that's a little bit much. Like
well,
you're crossing
well,
the line.
I think that movie was like a statement on isolation and madness, where he didn't want to be around other people. Like, remember the guy, the dude that was in the helicopter, the pilot,
Yeah.
and he was like, "This is as far as I really can go." And the
Oh yeah.
only other person he let in there was the dude that was the programmer who he was gaming for his test or whatever he was using him for. Um, but it just goes to show, like, some people just don't want to be in the company of others.
That's true. But then again, like one of the points that I pointed out when we saw that first beginning scene on the helicopter,
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, we've been flying for 2 hours. When are we gonna get to this guy's land? And he's like, we've been flying over his land for the past 2 hours. I'm like, holy crap, how rich does this guy have to be
yeah,
that you've been in the helicopter for 2 hours and you're still not there and
indeed.
you're already over his land?
I was looking at the background in that movie because like I went out with this young lady, well, young lady that I'm kind of dating, I guess, and we went to see the movie. She hated the movie, so we had an interesting post movie dinner conversation. I was like, oh, can't really talk about this movie right now. But one of the things that was interesting during the background on the movie is one of her complaints was that they showed the chick too much, and like the cinematographer or the director must have been in love with her. And then I started looking at the background on the movie, and it took them 6 weeks to shoot the movie. But whereas all of the post-production stuff to make her look like a robot,
Mhm.
it took them 6 months to get it right. So I was like, yeah, they're probably going to invest a lot of on-screen time for her because that's where most of their work went toward.
Well, she's the focal point of the movie. There was only like 8 characters in the movie
Yeah, yeah.
that actually had. Well, you give maybe 4 that actually had decent screen time. Total 8 people in the movie, and then a bunch of extras. So of
Yeah,
course she's gonna have a lot of screen time. She was the main focal point in the movie.
you're absolutely right. And I like the way it was done, where you can like it reminded me, and what they were going for, the inspiration was like pistons and car parts to make it look like it was a machine, but still have the human element there as well.
Yeah.
And I was dancing that one scene in
He,
when he said he's gonna,
he had some dope dance moves.
yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I was like, did they choreograph that? Wait a minute, that was a little slick to be off the off the cover. Yeah, that was a little slick. Yeah, well, that was a good thing.
I think one of the good things about like how the movie was shot, it set for, at least for me, it set a tone that something very violent is going to happen. Like I just kept feeling like something is going to happen, like almost Games of Thrones-ishy, that something bad is going to happen and it's going to stick with me for a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, that was creepy. The creepiness factor just kept rising throughout the movie.
It was a tension that was there.
Yeah, it got to a point where I thought that like the walls are gonna cave in at one point with him, because he's underground. But he's telling him in his room like, "Yeah, you're underground. There's no windows." I was like, he's gonna get crushed in this room at one point. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like something like Indiana Jones. Your room is gonna get crushed. You got to get out somehow.
Will he say why did it have to be snakes at any point? Because if that happened, that would be perfect.
Oh my god,
for me. Let's switch gears a little bit to more current and social oriented stuff, which still relates to the theme here, I think, for this inaugural episode. Stuff that's confounding. That's on the online, on the Facebooks, on the social media platforms. And one thing that happened and debuted and got a lot of hubbub yesterday and even today is Caitlyn with a C, Jenner.
Yeah, Caitlyn, Bruce, Caitlyn.
The artist formerly known as Bruce. see, here's the thing about that. Like, and I've been very vocal on Facebook about it. I don't know if you've seen any stuff, but I've been kind of going in, as it were. Because I feel like we live in this very pseudo progressive world where if someone does something, just in theory, someone does something, you put it out there, you commit to it, you're setting yourself up for people not liking it or liking it, right?
Right.
But the fact that if someone said, look, I don't like this, then it's like we got to demonize them. We got to shame them for not believing what everyone else thinks we should believe.
Oh, man, that's something that tears me up about current day. It's like you have to, it seems like you have to accept everything, no matter what it is, or else you're what's wrong with this nation. That's how I feel. It's like you don't accept everything.
You're a phobe of some sort. You're a hater. And it's just like, I posted the thing earlier, and it was something about like, just because you don't like something, it doesn't make you phobic. It doesn't make you afraid of it. Like, I don't like, I'll change what I mean, what I said earlier, because I talked about breast earlier, but I don't like, let's say, Swiss cheese. It doesn't mean I fear Swiss cheese. I just don't like Swiss cheese.
Right.
Whereas, you know, it's just kind of weird that you can have people who are for your situation, against your situation, and people who don't care. I fall in the bucket of I don't care. But if I'm going on Up Rocks to look up like some wrestling stuff, or if I'm going to ESPN to look up, hey, who do the Ravens have on that depth chart? And I see Caitlyn Jenner first thing on there, and it's just like, now you make me care about something when I'm trying to avoid it.
Because it's everywhere. You can't get away from it.
And it was kind of the same thing with Michael Sam. Like, it's like, hey, I don't hate the guy. I don't care. Yeah. Or like, it's kind of what Stone Cold said. He was like, if two guys want to get married or two women don't want to get married, who am I to say anything about it?
That's right. Like, I'm not one of the guys that's trying to marry another guy, so it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. If you feel that's what's going to make you happy, go be happy. Have fun with it.
But the thing that I think you would get pissed off about, and I know I get pissed off about, is someone who has nothing to do with it either telling you how you should feel about it.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Like, it doesn't even affect you in any way, shape, or form, but you're telling me how I should feel. No.
And it's wild, like, who's anointed, like, and there's so many other things that play a role in there. Like, for instance, the Caitlyn Jenner thing. Like, I don't know if you watch Orange Is the New Black, but there's a transsexual woman on there, and
yes. What was his name? Laverne Cox.
Laverne Cox, ironically named.
Yeah.
Is on there, and they're talking about Caitlyn Jenner getting the Arthur Ashe Courage Award. But I was just like, so because he's white, he got it. That's what I feel like, being that, you know, Laverne Cox is on a successful show, risked her career, and it's kind of did it beforehand.
And then the show is successful.
Yeah, exactly. Despite whatever transphobic, since we live in this transphobic society. To be honest, I remember when I was talking to one of my buddies about the show before I even watched it, and I was like, "Who's that tall black woman on there?" He's like, "Well, that's a man previously." I was like, "Oh, good work was done there, apparently."
Like, I didn't go
wretch.
If you didn't find out, if you weren't told, then you wouldn't know.
Exactly. But the fact that we live in this sharing society of, hey, leave my personal life out of it, but I'm going to show you all of my personal life. Don't judge me. Don't shame me.
Oh, this world is going to, man.
And I mean, I don't know. It's just like I stay to myself, and the way I look at it is this: I tried to love everybody and everything. It's just like we're all people. At the end of the day, we're all brothers and sisters and whatever else you want to call it. But I feel like there's a machine out there, a societal machine that kind of looks at different things to separate us from being unified.
Oh yeah, there's always people that voice their opinions and get in between the unity and press people apart for stupid reasons. It's always been that way. I mean, it was just whether you're Democrat or Republican, and now it's Democrat, Republican, whether you like gays, you're straight, the type of clothes you wear, church you go to, how you raise your kids, all types of crap now. It's ridiculous.
And it's wild. It's wild where we're all people, right? But if you don't fall into one of those buckets, there's a belief that you cannot comment on said buckets.
Right.
Like, hey, if you don't have kids, you shouldn't be talking about parenting. It's like, look, I was a kid at one point. I have parents, so I can relate to it, at least on that level. Like, hey, I may not have been a gay man, but I know how men think. It's just twofold. And I may not be of this religion, but I know how it is to have faith in something, and so on and so forth. All of these different factors that you can relate to and empathize with, but people don't give it credence.
They don't want your opinion anymore. Like, I love sitting back, and if I put up something on Facebook, I'll say, look, this is going on with me, and I want people's opinion. Yeah, I have people that are friends on my Facebook, people that don't go to church, people that are heavily religious. I have people that are friends of mine that are gay, people with friends of mine that are lesbian. I have pastors, I have all types of people, and I'm like, look. I'm like, hey, give me your opinions or whatever. I value opinions.
Yeah, I mean, I try, and it's really weird. The people who are conservatively progressive, like radically progressive is the word I mean. If you don't support anything that's progressive, you're, like you said, the problem.
Right.
And it's just like, I thought we were trying to have a educated conversation that we both can express where we're coming from. So it's information sharing and community building. But as soon as you don't agree, screw you. You're in this bucket. We hate you.
Yep. That is exactly what goes on now. And that's exactly what the problem is. Yeah, it's the problem. It's the problem with our, not even just social media. Social media just amplified it. Initially, it was just, well, you hear the debates and stuff on TV and on the radio and stuff, and now it's everywhere because of the access to social media. Everybody has their opinions, and sometimes it's worth it to hear people's opinions, and sometimes people just are just downright stupid with their stuff. Just put out whatever.
Sometimes you have social media, it's beneficial. Where I saw this dude who he was a reformed white supremacist, and he said that through social media and just through looking up stuff, he found out he was wrong. And just seeing this guy was just like, I was stupid. For 20 years, I was an idiot. That in itself is just like, all right, there's some power right there that you can learn various things.
Learn from your mistakes.
But for the most part, people are on there to spew whatever their political affiliation is, not just Democrat or Republican, but whatever their belief is.
Oh man, that drives me nuts.
I believe you should breastfeed your kids.
Especially when you get people that are just like back and forth. They're not they're not within. You got people that will go to church but blindly follow the person that leads the church. So it's like whatever the pastor say, I go with it.
Boom.
Like, what is your opinion on it? It's like, yeah, pastor says one thing, but do you believe what he says?
That's one of the things I always had with the organized kind of religion when you're listening to the pastor and such, and too many people take it as this is exactly what it is without having their own beliefs attached to it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you can't, it's like this person is interpreting the word, and that word has gone through so many centuries of time, and it's not applicable the same way it was then. So he's imbuing it with, or she is imbuing it with what works now from their understanding.
Yeah.
And if you're sitting there saying, well, this is exactly what it is, like, we don't have lions and heretics anymore like that.
Yeah. Like you're supposed to interpret it your way, not however someone else. If you agree with that person, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you have your own opinion and you're just blindly following somebody just because they're a person in leadership, that's not right. That's wrong.
I agree. Let's talk about Big Trouble in Little China real quick before we skedaddle.
Big Trouble in Little China.
That's my favorite John Carpenter movie, by the way.
It's funny because that movie came out in '86, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was '86. The year I was born is when it came out. So that's 29. This should be 29 years old this year.
Yeah. And
they finally wanted to remake it with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
See, the reason it's not going to work for me, Dwayne don't have hair, right? And I need my Jack Burton with the mullet.
Right.
And he's too muscular to fight Asians. And then here's the thing, it's going to be racist. Because that movie is very...
in its day, it wasn't a movie that was meant to be taken seriously.
No, by all means.
It made fun of itself. And it seems like every other movie nowadays makes fun of itself. So to see another movie like that with The Rock, however good of an actor he is, I mean, it's gonna be
Jack Burton.
It's gonna be a little off.
Here's the problem I'm gonna have with it. It's gonna be rated PG-13.
Okay.
You're gonna take out all the kung fu stuff. It might even be a different group of people.
Okay, I can see that.
Big Trouble in Little Greek Town. It's gonna have people throwing olives at people.
Big Trouble in Little Turkey.
Big Trouble in Little Italy. It's gonna be a meatball
run. What's for you?
Oh!
Don't get away from my olives. It's me, Mario.
Get the olive oil gun. It's gonna be spaghetti swords and stuff.
Scorpion King versus the Mario Brothers.
Oh, that's strong. We're covering the Egyptians and the Italians. That's the way black people are discussing. I'm going full Radio Raheem here. I want some extra mozzarella in there.
Them Italians. Oh my goodness. Then
So before we wrap up,
oh,
do you have anything you want to plug, man? This is how you're supposed to do it. You got to plug.
Oh man, I'm just hoping this gets big. I mean, this is just the beginning.
It's the inaugural episode, man.
Yeah, it's. I'm gonna work on some video stuff and
heck yeah.
Try to get this a lot bigger. But this is good.
I'll try to get some people here since you got 8 hours of recording. I will do a snuff film.
8 hours of recording.
A special edition.
Special 8-hour marathon episode.
Yeah.
With celebrity guests and killing and all types of good stuff. We might even get a hooker or two. You never know.
It's gonna be like ROH when you just throw streamers at people. It's like, and you're here.
Woo! And another guy. Woo!
Yeah, pretty much. I had to keep my door open and they're gonna slide in a la Kramer.
Hey, this is gonna go.
Exactly.
I didn't even know you were here. Like, who was that? I don't know. Just a special guest.
Just a guy. You know. He's a community kid.
Have people slide in like, hey, can I borrow a cup of sugar? I didn't know people did that anymore. But all right, come on in.
Actually, my old neighbors came to me one day. I was making cream of wheat. It's like, I can smell like cream of wheat. Can I borrow some sugar and some cream of wheat? I was like, yo, you're asking for a whole meal. That's like someone saying, can I borrow sugar and Kool-Aid? Do you need water too?
Like, yeah, can I borrow some peanut butter, jelly, and bread? And a nice man? I mean,
you know what? Can I use your hands as well? Like, son.
I need a pitcher, some water.
Do you have the potential energy and a spoon to make this happen?
Like, yeah, I need you to do a circular motion with it.
Like, I need about 30 revolutions from you at this thrust. Like mixing bowl speed.
Yeah, but do you have a mixing bowl, a spoon, and some pancake mix? I'm just asking.
You know, and heat, which is a crucial element.
And a frying pan and some butter.
Butter. You ain't got no butter.
What
kind of man?
What kind of man ain't got no butter?
The judgment is funny. When the judgment comes out when someone's borrowing, oh man.
Like, no, I ain't got no sugar. Like, ain't you black and you ain't got sugar? What is wrong with you?
Like, I use agave. What you mean agave? You got some grape drink? Nah, I got some juice. What is juice?
Juice.
Yeah, all right.
Great.
I want to slowly close my door.
That guy. Thank you. Y'all have a good day. All right, man. This has been great for the first episode. Ah, man. Just that was good. It felt like old times all over again.
Definitely, man. It's like picking up where things were left off at.
Yeah. Shoot, I remember walking to high school, and this used to be the entire walk to high school. We just
yeah, it used to be the entire walk to from high school in 3-liter sodas.
Yep.
Like, I remember someone telling us, like, yo, I used to see you and your boy Sylvester walking down the street, like, doming fucking bottles of soda. I was like, that didn't happen. It's like 3-liter top pops. I was like, damn, it did happen.
Oh, man. Oh, I missed those.
You know what? I think the next episode, we should talk about high school.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Because we're 10 plus years removed from it.
Jeez. Yeah. Time is flying, man.
Yeah, man.
That's episode 2, high school.
Yeah.
Come on.
So this is going to go like right up afterwards? Or?
Yeah, since we're it'll be right up afterwards.
Cool. I'm probably going to post it on the Facebook and stuff.
All right, man.
I got to run, though. I got a meeting that's coming up like right now.
Yeah, okay. All right, man.
I'll hit you, dude. I mean, we'll chit chat and talk it up and all that good stuff.
All right, definitely. All right, signing off from episode 1.
Later, dude.
All right, see ya.